And so when Jim decided he was stepping down, I knew it was time for me to step up. Because the challenges we're facing today in the Secretary of State's office are really unlike anything we faced before. We've got election integrity under attack. Turn on the TV any day of the week, these January 6th hearings. Election integrity is under attack. Voting rights are being restricted in other states in ways we couldn't have even imagined just a few years ago. Yet here in Vermont, we're pushing back. We lead the way. We can show other states what's possible. We have incredible access to voting. We lead the way in professional regulation as well, something else our office does. I talk to other states about how to do professional regulation because, again, we've been able to achieve it here in ways that other states really can't. And then we have all these other services that Vermonters and Vermont businesses rely on from the Secretary of State's office every single day. It affects all of your lives every single day, whether you know it or not. Whether it's professional regulation, business registration, records management, the state archives, or of course, elections and the right to vote. So I'm committed to using my 25 years of service in the Secretary of State's office, and that includes the last 7 as Deputy Secretary, overseeing all the operations in the office, leading the way in the legislature. I lead our legislative agenda. I oversee IT, HR. I've done it all in the Secretary of State's office. I want to use that experience to have continuity, to have stability, and to uphold all of those successes that we've been able to have and build on. And I'll have a new vision for the Secretary of State's office, but it'll be standing on the shoulders of 12 years of Deb Markowitz, 12 years of Jim Condos. And I want to continue to bring that stability and that continuity to the Secretary of State's office. And I'll just back up a little bit to say, I want to thank my parents for being here, Mom, Dad. My mom was a different kind of secretary. We called them secretaries at the time, an office secretary, now administrative assistant, right? Office secretary. My dad, a truck driver. I was the first one in our family to go to college. No one in my family had gone to college before that. So I came back from undergrad and law school, back to Vermont, back to where home is for me, knowing that I needed to try to give back and to make Vermont a better place. And I've done that as a baseball coach or a little league coach or a soccer coach, a school board member. And then I fell into this job at the Secretary of State's office back in 1997. And I thought, why would I want to work for the state, right? I was going to be a lawyer. I was going to make a bunch of money, right, coming out of law school. But I ended up in public service, and I loved it. I loved it, and I've never looked back. So 25 years later, I'm still in the Secretary of State's office. I still love this work. I feel like this is the moment for me to step up and make an even bigger difference in Vermont with what we're facing in the Secretary of State's office today. So I'm really interested in this job. I'm passionate about this work. All I want to do is be your next Secretary of State and keep working there. I'm not interested in something beyond that. I've got a shining example of someone who dove into the work, knew the job, and just put her head down and did great things for Vermont. And I can only hope that I could be as good a Secretary of State as Beth has been Treasurer, and be as good a Secretary of State as Jim Condos has been. So I really want to thank you all for supporting me. I've got a lot of people lifting me up, a lot of people supporting my campaign. The problem is I don't have statewide name recognition. Neither do either of my opponents, so I'm outworking them as much as I can to get out there, get my name out there. The way that I can do that is to have a little bit of money to do advertising. So that's the donation bucket. The other things you can do are take a yard sign. Yard signs help as well. Postcarding. We have some postcards that you can fill out and send to your friends. You just tell your friends. It's word of mouth. A lot of this is word of mouth at this point. So, send out 10 emails to people you know and then tell them about me. We've got these palm cards that tell you all about me, and you can scan one and go right to my website. But I have to outwork my opponents at this point. And, I'm having a great time getting into different communities, talking to voters. I'm hearing a lot of great things about our office. People are generally very happy with what we're doing, but I'm learning some things that we could do better. So thank you for being out here. Thank you for voting August 9th, or before that, because you can request your ballot anytime. We make it easy. mvp.vermont.gov. Order your ballot just like that, and you'll have it at in your mailbox in just a couple of days. And then you can either drop it back in the mailbox, drop it off at your town clerk, use a ballot box, or vote in person on Election Day on August 9th.
Actually, we have a testimonial from our new.
That's right. Registered to vote, just like that.
Just registered. How was it?
It was super easy.
Good.
I couldn't believe how easy it was.
There you go.
There you go.
That's something like
Hey,
that.
The way it should be. So this is like a maple syrup bucket, right? Like you cannot leave here as a Vermonter without putting something in that's not syrup. So
Teresa's gonna twist your arm a little bit.
so please. We have to get him through the August 9th primary. And after that, I think, things will be good. But and there are, your opponents are incredible people.
They are.
And your opponents are incredible people. And Ethan's opponents are incredible people. And kudos to everybody for running on these things. But it's your night tonight, my friends, so give it up.
Thank you.
Could I just say something right there, which is that, yeah, there are a lot of incredible people, but the best qualified person and the person I trust to be Secretary of State right there.
You're here.
This is the part where I will also take questions, try to dumbfound the deputy. I just take
I'm out of that part, but okay.
You can catch me after.
Go at it.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, definitely.